Hi, so this is my client Alex, and I've been working with Alex for a while now. We've been working to help improve the appearance of her pores, to help tighten and firm her skin, improve her overall texture. I don't know if you can pick up on it on the video, but she is a little bit bruised under her eye, and that is because she had something called Lumicin injected under her eyes. Not everybody bruises with it, but Alex is a little more susceptible to bruising, so she knew that this would happen. But the Lumicin is a salmon polynucleotide product. It is actually one of the stronger ones on the market. It is a 3%. A lot of people are having this injected or used with microneedling or mesoneedling, and they're getting a 1%. So we are using a high quality product from a company called Toscani who specializes in mesoneedling. And again, that is why she has a little bit of this bruising under her eye. But the beautiful thing about Lumicin is that not only will it stimulate collagen, but it stimulates elastin. So she will get a little bit of like subtle volume under the eye, but a lot of tightening and firming as well. We are going to focus more on anti-aging. I did a deep pore cleansing facial not too long ago. So today I'm not even going to do extractions with Alex. I'm going to do raspberry enzyme with azelaic acid to help brighten up the skin and give a beautiful exfoliation. And then we're going to use a firming peptide mask that is algae and egg white base. So it gets very tight on the skin. You can actually feel your skin pulsating as it dries. But the other beautiful part of that mask is that it has various peptides in the product. So as that mask is drying, these peptides are being infused deeper into the skin. So we have collagen building peptides. We also have some neuropeptides in that mask, and the neuropeptides give a little temporary Botox type effect. Not to the degree, of course, how Botox would work on the muscle, but it just slightly softens those expressions. So that's what we're going to be doing with Alex today. This facial is really nice to get event ready. Again, I can do it with extractions. We're not doing them today because I see Alex regularly. And again, we just recently did a deep pore cleansing facial. So you could do this facial with or without extraction. If people are doing it for an event, sometimes they want it without extractions because some people hold on to a little bit of inflammation and a little bit of swelling when extractions are done. So both options are available. I always start my facials with an oil cleanse. And you take oil-based cleansers and you actually apply them directly onto the skin because that way they are loosening up all the sunscreen, makeup, dirt, and debris that's built up on the skin. And then you wet your hands with warm water and you emulsify it, and the cleanser will turn into this beautiful silky fluid, and it really helps to get, like I said, anything built up on the skin. Sun protection products, oil, makeup. Alex's skin can be a little bit sensitive. Not only is she an actress, but she's an avid equestrian, so she's outside in the elements a lot. So for the second cleanse, I want something that's going to give her a nice deep cleanse, but something that respects her skin's barrier, and that's a little bit soothing because she can be a little bit sensitive at times. And this cleanser, I love it for all skin types. There are no sulfates in here. There's a little bit of red algae, which is a beautiful cleansing agent, and there's chamomile in here, which makes it very soothing. And then, as always, I love my ultrasonic cleansing brush. Everybody knows that. And I think everybody should have one. We do have these here. I'd say 90% of my clients are equestrians, being in Wellington, so they're around their horses all day long. They're in barns where they're exposed to dirt, dust, they're sweating because it's like 104 heat index here and higher sometimes in the summer. So I think everybody should have this brush. It's very gentle, safe to use every day. And because of this diamond-shaped head, you can really get into the corners of the nose where a lot of the blackheads develop. On this brush, it's made of medical grade silicone bristles. These cannot harbor bacteria, which is a really good point. This is the raspberry enzyme, and I always describe enzymes as intelligent exfoliants. They will only dissolve dead skin cells, and once they've done that, they stop working. So, every now and then you get somebody who's had kind of a bad experience with a facial where they felt red, irritated, maybe over exfoliated. This cannot happen with these enzymes, again, because they only are attracted to dead skin cells. This does have a little boost of raspberry seed extract, and that's a natural source of the azelaic acid. It's a very, gives a little gentle exfoliative boost to this, and it also has brightening properties. Even if somebody's a little bit breakout prone, azelaic acid is good for that as well. Very gentle. Sometimes you can feel a little bit of a tingling action with this. Not everybody feels it, but if you do, it's totally okay. use an enzyme, I like to use this ultrasonic spatula. It enhances exfoliation. It kind of shakes off some of those dead skin cells. That's the mechanism behind it. And it also assists me in removing some of the enzyme as well. So this is the firming peptide mask that I'm applying now. So this is the one I was explaining earlier. It has an algae and egg white base, which is what really provides that beautiful, firm, tight, lifted look to the skin. So that gives you that like instant, tight, firm look. But there are also anti-aging peptides in here. So as this dries, they get infused into the skin. And there are collagen building peptides, but there are some neuropeptides in here too. So you get that kind of a little bit of a softer look as far as your expressions go. Nothing like a Botox. It's not going to, you're going to have a frozen look. It's just softening everything. I kind of call this like a filter for the face. So you don't need to filter your pictures. You just need to do this mask. This helps pores look smaller, along with making fine lines look less noticeable. And that raspberry enzyme in this mask, that's what comprises our Luxe Lift facial. This facial is an hour and 15 minutes, and the reason it's an hour and 15 minutes is because this mask, to properly set up, it really needs over 20 minutes on the skin to properly set. So if you're someone who likes to be pampered, this is a really nice facial because during that 20 minutes, you get a lot of love from me. So since we are trying to get Alex's camera ready, I did talk a lot about treatments we're doing. Sometimes I'll do a light peel with her to enhance her results, to give a little bit more renewal to the skin. We've been talking about doing mesoneedling. So I showed you how she's had the salmon polynucleotides, which is a product called Lumicin, put under her eye area for rejuvenation, but we actually do mesoneedling. So we're going to be doing a series of that on Alex. And the beauty about the way we do mesoneedling, it's different than microneedling. Microneedling, you're creating a channel into the skin, generally to the point of pinpoint bleeding, because we know when we're at that depth, when we're seeing that, we're inducing collagen. But with mesoneedling, we do not want that channel filled with blood because we are introducing pharmaceutical grade serums into the skin. And they cannot penetrate through a channel that's filled with blood. So we're doing a more shallow depth. It is not uncomfortable. You do not need to be numbed for it, which is a huge plus. And we are working with a pharmacy that specializes in mesoneedling products, and that company is Toscani, and they really are the leader in mesoneedling serums to use. And they have, I don't even know how many they have. They have such a variety. So what I can do is custom cocktail a serum with the Toscani to use on the skin. And essentially I'm doing that shallow needling and then working the custom cocktail that I create into the skin. And with Alex, I'm going to use Lumicin because Lumicin stimulates collagen and elastin, remember, because you're getting that the firming aspect of that as well. And then I would probably mix in something called NCPR, which is a blend of a lot of different amino acids and antioxidants. So essentially the building blocks of healthy skin, and then antioxidants to help preserve that healthy skin and protect it. And there's another serum called ProAge, and ProAge is pyruvate, and pyruvate is wonderful for somebody who maybe has some laxity starting in the skin, that's really starting to lose a lot more firmness in the skin. It also increases the exchange of energy between your skin cells, so it's kind of revs up the skin to regenerate. And then there's some DMAE in there, which is also very firming. So that's the cocktail that I'm going to blend together for her. And then at home, she's been using several of our products. She's been using our Calm and Hydrate cleanser. She uses, again, that's I spoke of it earlier, but it's a gentle foaming cleanser with no sulfates. It's a red algae in there that does the cleansing to the skin, and a little chamomile in there, so very soothing. She's been using that. She's been using our lactic and resurface. So that is, product has double benefit. It has hyaluronic acid, which, as many of us know, helps bind water to the skin. It holds 1,000 times its weight in water, so it's very effective at keeping the skin hydrated. But there's lactic acid in there as well, and lactic acid helps exfoliate. It's a large molecule, so it penetrates into the skin very slowly and evenly, and it also helps hydrate. So she's getting that nice hydration, a little bit of exfoliation to bring a glow to the skin. It's great for somebody even who can be a little bit more sensitive. That's what I like about the lactic and resurface. She's been using our Youth and Protect moisturizer, and that has an antioxidant called lipochromin in it, and you don't really see that often in skincare products. So we have it custom created for our office, and it is wonderful for people who have pigment. And who doesn't have pigment in Florida? I think everybody does. Even I do. I wear tinted moisturizer, so you don't always see it, but I do have pigment. And another thing I'm probably going to add in for Alex, sometimes her barrier gets a little bit disrupted. So we have a product called dewdrops, and dewdrops, they're pure lipids. They're not pore clogging, and it just helps enhance your skin's barrier. So if you tend to feel a little bit dry, tight, sensitive, maybe you're using a retinoid at home for acne and your barrier gets a little disrupted, it's great to use to help restore that barrier. So I'm going to introduce that. And she hasn't been using an antioxidant, so I'm going to have her start the Rejuvenate C, and I really like vitamin C applied in the morning. It gives a little boost to your sun protection, and the form of vitamin C in our Rejuvenate C is called, it's a mouthful, tetrahexadexyl ascorbate. And it is highly stable, and it has a better affinity towards treating pigmentation compared to other forms of vitamin C. So I'm going to have her use that in the morning. And vitamin C, it's a tyrosinase inhibitor. So there's an enzyme in the skin called tyrosinase that essentially tells your melanocytes to speed up and produce pigment, but sometimes it can happen in a more irregular way, which leads to sunspots, and this helps normalize that process so you don't develop as many sunspots. Now I'm just softening up this this mask with a gentle milky cleanser, just simply to remove this mask. Again, it dries very tight on the skin, so you have to work at it a little bit to get it off. And one more cleanse just to loosen everything up. using our tea balance. It's a little bit of salicylic acid and green tea. So this actually helps balance out oilier areas. It also helps a lot with redness. I'm really just putting this right throughout her T-zone. This is my favorite moisturizer here. It's the Youthful Protect that has that lipochromin in it. So very hydrating, non-pore clogging. It's a really nice texture. It's not too heavy, it's not too light, it's perfect. But that lipochromin is really great to help guard against pigmentation. It's a very powerful antioxidant. And of course, always a lightweight sun protection product. Even if you're only driving for 15 minutes, I mean, you really should have sun protection on every day. All that incidental exposure does add up, so. And the plan is in 2 weeks, we're going to start Alex on her mesoneedling journey. And just so you know about that treatment that I discussed earlier, it is a series of treatments. So ideally, we like you to come every 2 weeks for a series of 5. I understand a lot of our clients here, they travel quite a bit. They have events. They have very active social calendars. So sometimes you may need to allow a little bit more than that, but I say at least once a month to complete that series. And she's ready to go about her day.